Hi everyone. Hi everyone. Hello, hello, hello. Yeah. Happy Friday. Terry Hardin, Walt Disney's legendary Imagineer here. Uh for and welcome to Terry Hardin's Ask Me Anything. Sorry about that. Got distracted. My life. I will give you a few updates and then we'll jump right into what do you think about the Disney's 100th celebration so far? And also, please share with me on that. And then also, you can ask me anything today. It's Ask Me Anything Friday. Again, I'm going to need to keep this a little bit short because the first update is my father. My dad has been happy to say, those of you who sent your good wishes and your good prayers, thank you, thank you, thank you. Really appreciate it. Dad was transferred to a convalescent hospital temporarily to get physical therapy. He is able to stand and able to do leg lifts and scissor kicks and all that sort of stuff. But walking was a bit of a challenge for him. Now, one of the reasons this was a case is that my dad had knee replacement surgery in one leg, but not the other leg. Mainly because a lot of people, when you're getting this knee surgery done, it really doesn't matter your age. They don't want to do both at the same time because then it kind of really incapacitates you. I mean, it's not like you're not incapacitated if they do only one leg, but the challenge is that, they don't want to do two. And there are some instances where you can maybe talk them into doing two, but a lot of times you can't. So they do one and then the other. With my father, there was a double challenge. My dad's legs, through all of his running, walking, hurdling, and all the things he did, he was a track runner in track and an all-star athlete. His legs were not only having knee problems, but they bowed like this. So when they fixed the one leg, they put the knee replacement in, but they also took the bow out. So my dad has this going on. He didn't really like the surgery when he had it. I mean, he felt better, but he didn't like the experience of the healing. So he would not get this leg done. Now, almost 90, they're a little concerned about putting him under anesthesia to make this one do this one. As a result, he has a knee band that is very, very instrumental in helping that bowed leg stay, helps him not to have pain with it. So when I went and found him yesterday at the convalescent hospital, I brought him a brand new, fresh, packaged, hermetically sealed knee band so that now his physical therapist, who's named Apollo, how about that? Yeah. Um, Apollo will be able to work with dad to walk because they can slip the knee band on my father's leg and it's going to help with the support that my dad needs to take those steps. It was very challenging for him to take those steps without that knee band. So I got to deliver the knee band yesterday and also meet the entire staff that's involved with my father because I got a little nervous, guys. I'm just going to tell you straight up. He transferred 2 days ago and I couldn't find out if he had gotten there safely. I couldn't find out if he was doing okay. I called in because I was pretty swamped the last couple of days. Don't want to go into it, but I was. Um, and I decided the only way I'm going to get these people to respond is to go and meet them. A lot of times this happens with the convalescent hospital. It's really better to go and meet them as soon as possible so that you can put a face to the name and they can see from your face that you mean business. And I didn't want to go in with my guns blazing and accusatory and what's the matter with you people. Didn't want to do anything like that, but I did want them to know that this was unsatisfactory to keep me on a phone for hours, tell me to leave my phone number. They would call me back with an update and then just never call me. It just was making me nuts. So I went there yesterday and I met everybody very nice, everybody very sweet, treating my dad beautifully. My dad has a private room. Whoa, go figure on that one. And it's very, very nice. So I said, he's only there for 30 days. It's strictly for physical therapy. I wanted him to understand that. And then he told me very frankly, he wants me to come today and allow him, help him, like I could allow him to do anything. He's my dad. To help him pay bills. So last night when I got home, I organized the bills and opened them all up with my cutter so that all we have to do is open them up and I'll take a little garbage bag if we need to throw out envelopes or anything he deems trash. And that way he can write the checks, call and make the things. I did take him his phone yesterday. In fact, I really felt great because he said, I'd like to have my phone now that I'm here. I'd like to have my phone. And I was like, voila, here's your phone. That way people can call him directly and not have to go through the front switchboard. They can get him right away. And that's going to help my entire family feel comfortable and happy. So last week was touch and go, kind of crazy, but things are looking up. That being said, let me announce to you right away, I will not be live on Monday. I have a meeting that I must attend, and unfortunately for me, they can only do it on Monday. So I've got to do it Monday morning, but I'm going to try very hard to have a pre-recorded something fun for you. So I'm going to work on that. I don't want to say it too loud because I'd really like to do it for you guys. And, the powers that be might just, and make it not too easy for me to do that. But that's my hope for you, is that I'll do that so you have something to watch. But I will not be live. And I know you understand, because many of you out there are taking care of your parents and stuff and going through this juggling, if you will, of so much that you've got to do. That is, number one is your parents, and right alongside that is your husband. Luckily, my husband is a wonderful person who tends to be I'm not going to say that over again, who is always part of the solution, not part of the problem. So I'm very fortunate that way to have someone in my corner, and not, if you've had elderly parents and you have a spouse or a sister or a brother or someone saying, you never spend any time with me, and you kind of say, did you see how tied up in knots and tangled I am because I'm trying to take care of my dad, and my mom? And where the heck are you? This is the kind of thing. So I'm very grateful I have a husband who's very, very supportive, and thank God for that. Because I'll be honest with you, after yesterday, very, very stressful. I was very, very upset about my father, and then just stuff. So when I came home, all I wanted to do was curl up in his arms, and he just went like this, and I curled up in his arms with my little dog and just sat there. I didn't say anything. I just needed 5-10 minutes of just please. And then he said, I think before you do any more work, you should just watch another one of your movies that you have to vote on. And as I was looking for a movie to vote on, I'm with the Screen Actors Guild, as many of you know. I've seen so many films. I watched The English, which is a series. Very good. I think they really did a great job with their series, because there were only 6 episodes in it. And sometimes those really long series, like I'm getting a little tired of The Crown, because I love The Crown, but there's some of those that just feel like fillers. Some of the episodes feel like fillers. However, the one I watched early this morning between around 6 a.m. actually turned out to be pretty good. So I like to watch as much as I can to the ends, because I've got to vote on best actor, best actress in a series, or best actor, I guess they say best male actor, best female actor, which to me just sounds weird. So I'm going to say best actor, best actress. Don't diss me for it. I happen to like saying that. I like being called an actress. I don't know about anybody else, but the point is that best actress in a limited series. So that's what I'm looking at now. I looked at Ozark. It's their 4th season. They're up. It's going to be a battle, because those series are all pretty interesting, pretty good. There's one called Euphoria. It wasn't my cup of tea. Didn't like it at all. So sorry, but I won't be voting for her. But the thing is that we sat down to watch a movie. My point is, we sat down to watch this movie, and there was a movie called Eiga from India. Eiga, I think is how it's spelled. It might be Ika, Eika. It has it came across, I believe it was on Netflix, and it came across, it's this beautifully colored picture of a fly. And I think it's either I think it's EGYA, but anyway, it's from India. And the thing about films from India, there's so many factors that I love about them. One of them is they're always very colorful, always very, very colorful. Also, the actors are always very bright and kind of big, kind of large in their acting. If you saw, what is that Bollywood film that won a few years back for the Academy. I really enjoyed that. And they love to dance. It doesn't matter where they are or what they're doing. They love to just break out in a dance in the middle of it. Anyway, this film is about a man who is killed by a bad guy and comes back as a housefly and terrorizes this guy. He decides that he is going to avenge himself, this little housefly, avenge himself with this nasty guy. It is absolutely wild, crazy, off the charts. But there's just some cool stuff in it. I just had a great time. I laughed and laughed, and I don't know. I like these little bizarre movies, these bizarre films. It's got some violence in it, of course. You know, if the guy is going to be killed by someone else, this kind of tells you. But it's precious, very, very precious. It also has a woman, a very beautiful woman in it, who is a sculptor, and she sculpts little. And so, of course, you know, that was my bonus. But I got to see that movie. Has nothing to do. It's not up for any awards. However, I think it should be because it was great fun to watch. And that took me out of my fatigued mood into my giggly, laughy tiger mood. And I jumped up and made dinner. So that's kind of what does it for me, is to find a movie that I really like. And this one did not disappoint. So if you're curious about it, go to Netflix. If I've spelled the name wrong, just look for that brightly colored fly eye, and you guys are going to love it. Well, I think you will. I don't know. Maybe I won't. If you don't, you let me know. If you've seen it, you let me know what you think. Okay. All right, excellent. So let's talk about, so what did I tell you? I updated you on my dad. Good, check. And this is Ask Me Anything. Feel free to ask me questions over here in the comments if you have questions that you want to ask me. And also we can talk about the 100th anniversary of Disney. How's it going? I know it's not been a long time, but I haven't got to go. I've been so busy with, I've just told you that I haven't even been in my sculpture studio for about 8 months, and it's really starting to get to me because that's a part of my DNA. I love sculpting, and I just got introduced to painting, and there's so many things I want to do. Looks like I'll get back to them. Hopefully, don't want to say it too loud. Next week, maybe. We'll see. Thank you. But anyway, so it's been a little hard on me to have all 4 wheels on the ground because that's part of keeping me and my mental health stable. Thank God for my husband is all I'm going to say about that. Finally, you remember, if you saw me Monday having that small, funny, probably rather humorous meltdown because I couldn't find the splash pin. Well, guys, here it is. There it is. Hopefully it was worth it. Hopefully it was worth it. This is my Splash Mountain pin. This pin celebrates Splash Mountain. If you're interested in it, all you do is go to terriharden.com/online store. I don't really have one that says /online store. If that doesn't work, go to terriharden.com, click on online store in the bar above, and it'll take you right to. It's also got a photo on my website. You can click on that photo and it'll take you directly to the Splash Mountain pin. The pin is only $20. I think it's limited. Well, I have one here. Let me just tell you, if it's limited to 150. I have about 50 left. So that's fine. I'm going to show you the size. We're now going to cut to here. I'm so proud that I finally got this done. You didn't have to watch me digging. Those of you who are so patient and watching me dig and dig and dig trying to find the pin. But this allows you to see the size of the pin. Here, see, it's pretty big. It also, if I turn it sideways, it has the rabbit elevated on top of the pin, and they're $20 plus tax and shipping if you're in California. But anyway, super cute. If we flip it to the back, it's got my name embossed right here on the back, and then stamped, it has LE150. So they're available to you if you're someone who is missing Splash Mountain, as many of you have told me you were. Then might be a nice thing for you to put, let me move my hair. You could put it like right here and go, hey, I still. Anyway, that's what I did for it. So feel free to reach out and order it. Be sure you put your full address. A really dear friend of mine just ordered a Oswald the Lucky Rabbit pin which those are available. Feel free to look at the site. Once you go to my store, you can look at all the pins that I have available. But Oswald, the Lucky Rabbit's getting low. I think I only have about 20 of him left. But he ordered the pin, and when I went to send it to him a couple days ago, he had left his apartment number off. Luckily, I have a program that says, something's wrong with the address. Something's wrong with the address. So I called him because you have to leave your phone number, and I called him up and said, I need your apartment number. So he gave it to me. He just gave it to me. And so I'll be sending that out today. But be sure you look over your information so that I can get it to you as quickly as I can. Okay. And thank you for your patience. Might take me a couple days simply because of all the stuff that I'm going through with my parents right now. But so no broadcast, no live broadcast on Monday, but I'm going to work really hard to get you something yummy while we're here. Patreon.com/Terri Hardin is where your voice needs to be heard. I would like to urge you to come check it out. If you joined just recently, just before I came on, saw that somebody joined, and they may wonder why I didn't get back to them right away. Somehow that email, it came, but I missed it. So I apologize. Like I said, I've been worried about my father these past 2 days. And so I didn't really look at my email at all. I mean, full disclosure, I didn't even open the computer. So I will make sure that I welcome you. So thank you for your patience. And please, the rest of you, consider coming on board and sharing your voice. I'm going to give you more bang for your buck. That's my goal, simply because I love this group, my community. It's like Vegas. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. That's the same with the tribe. We have a private Facebook page. And for those of you who have gone to the Terri's Tribe Facebook page and asked to join, please don't take it personally when I reject you, because you have to be a member of my Patreon page in order to get in there. So $5 a month, you got to go to Patreon first. And then I invite you to the page, okay? So I usually do a decline with an explanation so that I can send you over to the Patreon page so you can go over there and be a part of it, because I want you in the group. You understand that, right? Your voice needs to be heard. There's so many wonderful walks of life in there, and they are a great help to me when I'm planning a new sculpture. They're a great help to me when I'm going on a new venture, or I have an idea and I'm not sure how it's going to fly. You actually are like my Disney, or you're like I don't want to even put the Disney label on it. You're like my advisory committee. So on so many things, it's private, it's great. We can say whatever we want, good and bad, and not be judged for it. And if you're someone who has made a statement, got kicked off by a platform, or been, blasted for something that you said, in this case, it doesn't happen on this page. I do $5 a month instead of a subscription, which is $60 a year. This is because if you don't like it, you can pop in for a month, check it out, see if you like it, and go if it's not to your taste. No offense. I still love you. You can still come to the YouTube channel, which will stay free. So please, whatever works for you. Okay. But I want you to know about this, because this is really an amazing group of people. So wonderful, so warm, so supportive. And it's an honor to be a part of them. It's my page, but it's our community. And so please think about, if your voice is important, or you are an artist who is struggling to make a living doing what you love, or even believing that you should, this is the place for you. Okay. All right. Hugs, kisses to you guys. And let's talk whatever you want. Okay. Let's go to your comments. All right. Yay. Happy Friday, by the way. But yeah. Okay. So, oh, wow. Look at that. Okay. Here we go. Deanna in Florida. Hi, Deanna. Good to see you. Judy Logan. Good afternoon. Good to see you. Joe. Hello. Good morning. I like this. I don't know if others are interested in me saying hello to everybody, but I really like to see who's in the chat, and I like to say hello to them. It might be a little weird if you're not watching it live. And by the way, if you're not watching it live, or you're just coming to us and not live, or late, or whatever, welcome. please. And subscribe and share if you dare. You never know what I'm going to say or do. Maybe you do. It's never the same broadcast twice because it's Terri Hardin's channel. So there you go. Legendary Imagineer, Ghostbuster person, all this kind of stuff that I've done throughout my life. If you're curious, feel free to Google me. And this year, I want to work on these platforms to kind of cherry them out because being 65, not only am I a lot slower with social media, but it doesn't necessarily happen all at once. So I'm glad that you guys understand that I'm used to the face-to-face. I'm really good at face-to-face. But this is always and will continue to be a challenge, but it doesn't mean you should say no to it. If it's something that you need, especially if you're an artist and you want to share your work with people, and sell your work with people, then you need to create a relationship with all y'all, and I'm happy to do that. So there you go. What kind of tea are you drinking? Says Joe today. Today I am drinking. Let me show you. I am drinking some organic mountain tea. How are you doing? Also a little hibiscus today. Yay! And then I kick it up, but I don't have the little package. I go to a place that is a Chinese supermarket that has ginger in little granules, and I mix that in with the tea. It kicks it with a ginger flavor and also is really good for my throat. And, because, boy, I can talk, right, Joe? Oh, feels so good. Now, Deanna, who I said hello to at the beginning of this, I always complain that I can't seem to keep my tea warm, and she's talked me into a hot plate that really works, and it comes with this cup. It's together, so the bottom has a base in it all. It's called COSORI, Kosori. It's all one unit, and and you fire it up, and it keeps the tea at your favorite temperature. It's good to the last drop. Yeah, I love tea. Soon, though, soon, I'm going to be drinking some coffee, guys, because I took my husband on a New York trip just for him to thank him for working at a job that was not the best for him. And those of you out there that have such a job know what I'm talking about. And he made it so his wife, moi, could do whatever she wanted. He supported me wholly. I didn't have to go get a job at a store or anything. I did my freelancing, and he was always there having my back. So I wanted to thank him specifically for something, and I took him on a coffee tour in New York. You might be going, New York City, but without telling you too much about it, New York is a really great place. I travel a lot, and it's one of the places that I sort of missed. I've been in New York. I've been in New York in May. I've been in New York at Christmas. I've been in New York in October. But I had never been to New York in January. And someone very close to us told us that January was the time to visit New York because they get sick and tired of, they're tired, they're pooped, they're done after Christmas and New Year's because everybody and anybody is in New York. During the Christmas holidays, as you know, just take a look at Times Square when the ball drops and realize that Times Square is a square. It is like one block. So go outside, walk around your block, and then imagine that is Times Square. I remember the first time I saw it, I was like, are you kidding me? All these people fit inside here? Ah, became the scream, right? So what happens is in January, it goes pretty much dormant. And they don't want it to go dormant. The New Yorkers don't want it to go dormant. They want you to still come out. So hotels are half price or very, very beautifully discounted. You can get 2 for 1 at theaters. So you can go see top shows and get 2 tickets for the price of 1. And restaurants have special menus where it's 2 for 1. It's amazing. It's amazing. The whole New York is beautiful, sparkly, lovely, and at a discount through February, actually, till middle of February, actually. So maybe I shouldn't be telling you all of this, but I wanted to help New York because we really had a good time there. We did not go to see shows. We did not go there to do the New Yorkie kind of stuff. We went there so my husband, Lindsay, could train in how to make a good espresso and also to learn latte art. You know, swans, and you've seen people do all the different. That wasn't necessarily top on his list, but he was curious about it. And she is his teacher. Sean is an award winning latte artist. So we wanted very, very much, I wanted, after interviewing her, him to have the best of the best. And she is an amazing teacher. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. Young, super young. Like, I want to point out that she's young because sometimes people think that a teacher has to be old to be good. It doesn't matter. You just have to care about people to be good. And Sean does. And she was quite surprised when I asked for private lessons for my husband. So 2 days of private training. And then on Wednesday, we went to MoMA to see the Pinocchio exhibit. Guillermo del Toro has an exhibit there, and that was spectacular as well. So it was a very, very lovely trip. I wanted to take care of my husband, who has supported me and backed me up for a very long time. I thought the best way was to show him, hint, hint, this is the way you can help your spouse feel good. Work to make something extra special for them and them alone, them alone, them alone. Actions. If you're someone who always is up quickly, and I'm just looking to address. Okay. Sorry. Thought it was something with my dad again. Forgive me. I hate having the phone make a sound, but his doctors and his caregivers all call me, usually during a broadcast. So my humblest apologies on that. But, you know, maybe if it's someone you love, you can always say, I love you, right? I love you. You mean so much to me. But your actions are what speaks louder. I mean, I don't think I'm telling you anything you don't already know, but your actions speak louder. So when my husband was working, he would do the night shift. He did the night shift for, oh gosh, over 20 years or something like that. Maybe I'm exaggerating a little bit, but the shift began to shift a lot before he retired. My point is this: a lot of times it was an evening shift. So he would get home 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. So I had to work out the meals for us so that he had his big meal at lunch and a little meal when he was at work, because sometimes he just wouldn't leave his station as an editor. He just wouldn't get up and go because things needed to happen, rapidly. So that's what he did. But the thing is this, that's immaterial. But the next day I would get up early. I'm a very early riser, and I would go and make breakfast. Well, it's just as easy to make breakfast for two as to one. In some cases, much more fun. And I would bring him breakfast in bed for almost every single day during the work week. I would do this almost, not every day, but almost every single day. He got breakfast in bed, just so he was reminded every single day how grateful I was for him doing what he's doing. Now, maybe you think this excessive, but I do not. This is the love of my life. I worked hard to get this person. So I want him to never doubt that I care about him, because there are times when I have deadlines. I'm so laser focused as an artist that he is neglected a little bit, in my opinion. He may have to fend for himself for food, which I don't mind it. He's perfectly capable. He's an adult. But the point is that you don't necessarily give that family member all of, a little love or a little attention, because you are so focused on a deadline that is coming like at you. You might have had some sort of challenge, some sort of problem. And in the case with the fact that it's my parents plus deadlines plus end of the year taxes plus, I've been kind of a absolute goofball right now. And it's just so important that my husband understands that I realize and am grateful for him not adding to my troubles, but actually helping me. Okay. When my dad took sick on Christmas Day, I turned to him early in the morning and said, "Can you drive? I am in no condition to drive." And he jumped up, threw his clothes on, and not a morning person, and went over to where my dad lives to help me get him in the car and get him to the emergency room, because I was a wreck. He just went into action. And sometimes he doesn't believe. sometimes there are times when he doesn't believe he does for me what I do for him. And that's absolutely not true. He is such a rock for me. I don't know what I do without him. And I'm so grateful that this love of my life, Lindsay Jackson, is my husband. I'm so honored and so happy to call him my husband. So, this is what I want you to understand. Don't forget when you fell in love, if you're out there and you're married or you're thinking of getting married, don't forget what attracted you. Don't forget what you did in the beginning of your relationships that made you want to come to this threshold and put the rings on, and better for worse and that whole thing. We're going to have some rough roads, but try to remember, if it's looking through a beautiful photo album of your wedding, or remembering a certain day that was extra special when you were really having a hard time or really struggling or really needing a trip, you know, you go back to that, and then you get all those, your shower in those warm feelings. If you're feeling a little angry or you've had an argument or whatever, just try to remember that, because I don't think anyone wants to go down a path where they're sad, 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 angry, 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 and they forget they've lost that which brought them together in the first place. So I know I'm going off on a bit of a tangent, but it's really important to me, because yesterday I was an absolute mess. I hadn't seen my dad in 2 days. I was starting to feel like, what if he's held hostage? Or, I'm creative. So I've got all of these scenarios in my head. And he was just breathe, drive careful, go see him. He's fine. And then when I came back, I just looked at him and he just went like this. And I nestled right here and he just held me. So I needed that so bad. And I'm so grateful. So it all came from, what tea am I drinking? Because now I'm going to drink coffee because of the coffee class. He just, after tons and tons and tons of study, invested in a new machine that will help him to do espresso the way his teacher in New York taught him. She told him of things he needed to have, including a shot counter. Now, if you don't know what a shot counter is, I'm sure that you will learn soon. But now I get to be a part of his recreating that which he learned for 2 days. And it's very, very exciting. I'm so happy that he decided to get this machine, because he had what's called a La Pavoni. It's a lever action. It's a classic machine. They still make them out of Italy. And but it is a single boiler, single shot, very, very temperamental machine. And when he told his teacher about it, she said, "Isn't that cute?" Uh, he just was like, there was a time when he took this machine that he bought in 1975, before many of you were born, uh, to the person. There's a guy here that fixes them in our community, and the guy refused to fix it. "You don't want that. Stop it." No. And my husband just said, "Look, can you just repair it? I just want to see if I'm even interested in working towards a good espresso." And the guy was like, "You need this machine. You need this machine, not that one. Don't waste your money. Don't waste your money." But my husband said, just cut me a break and let me try it. And so the guy repaired it begrudgingly. But Lindsay's been using it like crazy, and now he realizes just how the difficulties. You know how you take a class and all of a sudden you realize that the difficulties are truly there, and that it really wasn't you were fighting your tools, and it's really good to have good tools. In this case, many of you have polymer clays, better known as Sculpey. And if you're trying to do that clay first, you want to learn how to sculpt, and you've chosen that one as your first clay because it can be baked and you can keep your art. Nah. Honestly, everyone, you can have a million YouTube videos that can tell you Sculpey is just fine. Polymer clays are just fine. But as a beginner, I want you to get a water clay, and I want to recommend Wed Clay, WED, which stands for Walter Elias Disney. So it fits, doesn't it? It's a little challenging to get, but it's worth it. It's a water clay. It means you're going to have to use a wet cloth and wrap it. Maybe I'll show you what it actually is capable of. But you can smooth it with your finger, water. You don't need any solvents or anything. And it's a great way to see your skills come through, as opposed to fighting with an oil-based clay. An oil-based clay means you can leave it out in the air, a lot like this fellow. This is one of my projects. This is going to be Mushu. You notice he doesn't have his arms yet. But the armature in Mushu, I do an armature, and I'll show you all of that. This is just covered armature, so you don't get any body shape yet. You don't have anything. And then there's a few things I put in my armatures that make it easy for me to sculpt him, and one of them is a removable head. So when I build the armature, I make the head removable so that I can look at it and sculpt it while not having to hold the entire body. So that, and it's, like I said, I'm happy to, which way did I say? Yeah, this is the right way. It's so funny because I've got it so that you could turn it all kinds of different ways if you want. Anyway, it's rough. I just take this clay, but this is an oil-based clay. This is called Chavant. And the oil-based clay takes a little bit more skill. If you've sculpted before and you want to try it, feel free to try it, but don't right out of the gate do an oil-based because you want to leave it like this and not wrap it up. I also like to attach it to something that spins so that I can get on all the angles all at the same time. So that's what I love about this particular clay. Also, if you have questions about clay, just reach out to me about the clays. I know almost all clays. And if there's new clays to be had, then, and it's great to try every single different one, try all different ones and see how you like it. My favorite medium to work in is wax. I learned it at Mattel. And it's just a beautiful, beautiful material to work in. And I'll talk a little bit about that later. But let's get back to you and get past what kind of tea am I drinking? IGA is a supermarket chain. Yeah. IGA, it's EIGA, I think is EIGA. EIGA. I think that's how you spell it. EIGA. Which is anyway, it's cute. Just look for that beautiful, colorful, giant picture of a fly with the big eyes on the front. The big compound eyes on the front, and one name, and it's from India. I think you'll like it. I think you will. Slum Lord, no, Slum Dog. Isn't it Slum Dog Millionaire? Joe, did you just allow me to correct you, Joe Penny? Guys, it's a red letter day. Yeah, it's Slum Dog Millionaire. I love you, Joe. That was nice of you to do it that way. Thank you. I got a link to some nice little Disney 100 phone wallpapers in an email from D23 yesterday. Hey, that's cool. Are you a member of D23? Do you have to be a member to get those cool wallpapers? That sounds fantastic. How is it that D23 is doing better than Disney from some of the things I'm seeing? That's amazing. That sounds fantastic. Makes me almost want to join. Yeah, no. Judy Logan, I have two and love them. Yay! That's wonderful. Judy says, Joe Penny, how did you get that? I am a D23 member. Yeah, Joe, share the love. Share the love. Judy Logan, he says, it just came in my email. I'm on the mailing list. So, Judy, check your email. And if you didn't get it, give them a shout, because I know D23 does have kind of a better, like, they're good at connecting with you. Am I wrong? I was a member with them for a little bit to help out a friend. But yeah, no, I'm not anymore. You've heard me before. If you haven't, if this is the first time joining me, I'm not a fan of D23. But that sounds cool. I am going to give him that. That sounds really, really cool. Dennis Ritchie, how are you? Good to see you today. Okay, so you're drinking herbal tea. I wondered because because normally black or green tea tends to sort of dehydrate your throat. I guess herbal tea doesn't quite do that. No. And but you got to be careful. Sometimes caffeine will. And so you got to be careful with that. And I do have a caffeine boosted tea in the morning just to help me be a little bit more sprightly. It's a energy tea made by Herbalife that I do. So, but this is my herbal right now. You can't do an herbal tea in the morning because it relaxes your body. And since I got to talk to you, I don't want to fall asleep and do this. And hi, everybody. coffee? No, I don't want that to happen. So I've got to make sure that the first tea, along with a good breakfast, packs a little punch. Not a lot. It's good. It's a good caffeine. Did you know there was good caffeine? Yes, indeed, there is. And that's what I have. So that's what that's about, but not a lot. We'll have to measure how I am when I start drinking coffee. Woohoo! I'm really looking forward to it because it's it's that. But Joe, thank you for asking. Joe Penny, how do you get on the mailing list? Oh boy, Joe. See, it's Joe Penny's Ask Me Anything. No, I don't know the answer. So Joe, I'm looking forward to you answering that. Let's talk about Runway Railroad not running more often than not. Oh, Jeff, really? Oh, and this is the ride that all my people, a lot of my followers and fans and friends like you are telling me this is the thing to go see. And now it's not running mostly. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't even know what it is. Honestly, I don't even know where it is. But I'm excited to see it because everyone has been saying, Terry, you got to go. You got to go. You got to go. Forgive me. And I'd like to get out there. I'm going to try and get out there in the next few weeks, and I'd love to see it. So, yeah, I'm sorry to hear that, Jeff, because this is a big deal. This is the thing a lot of people are going to check out because Disney featured it, didn't they? When they were talking about their 100th, they were like, be sure to go see this. And also the new World of Color show, correct? There's a new World of Color. There's new fireworks, I hear, and stuff like that. So, yeah. Whoa. Ega. Yes. 555. Oh, see, Lindsay spelled it for me. Isn't he sweet? So it's EEGA. Spelling has never been my strong point, guys. But EEGA, it's a lovely little movie about a housefly that comes back from, the young man gets killed and he comes back as a housefly to give the guy who killed him a very, very hard time. Very entertaining. It's a lot of fun. It just goes to show you that just because you're small doesn't mean you're potent. You're not potent. You're not dangerous. Amazing. It just was so much fun. I laughed so hard. Lindsay would probably tell you, you would, And it's interesting because one of the things about this film from India that we also noticed is that we subtitle it, of course, because a lot of times they're speaking a different language than English. But what's interesting is in this movie, the English is interlaced with their own language. So you'll hear the foreign language and then you'll hear please, like the word please. And my husband looked it up and he said, because in this context of the film, they're using the word please in a different way than the word please is in their language. So they've just replaced it with the English please. And so it's very interesting to hear one of the actors, speak maybe the first half of the subtitles in their language, and then in the bottom in English. And then you go, whoa, I understand. Whoa, it is kind of jarring, but it's still fun. I mean, the whole thing is seriously fun. I think you'll like it. And they do those facial expressions, like the bad guy's got kind of a melodramatic Elvis look. So, and he has a really good way of, doing all those, facial. It's really, that kind of thing. It really is it's fun. It's the woman, they frame her so that she's super beautiful. She's not only beautiful, but she's super beautiful through the eyes of the person who cares about her or the big dramatic, when it happens, she's, it's just, it's a fun movie. I'm sorry. It's a really fun movie. Actually, I'm not sorry. I'm really happy about that fun movie. It's a fun movie. Yeah, it's fun. Judy Logan, I'm surprised you're not already on the mailing list since you're a member. I'm not a member. You should be able to sign up on the website. Well, how about that? See, that means I could get those wallpapers if I wanted them. Can you print them out, Joe? The wallpapers, or are they for your computer, like background, or can you use them on Zoom? Like when you get, have you been on Zoom where you can put up a background that's a Disney image or a photo that you took or something that you've pulled off the internet or whatever. And if you sit too far back, it eats you. It's like maybe only your nose and your face shows, and the rest of it, if you do it just right, you can pull your face in enough and you'll have mouse ears from Mickey. In other words, you can replace Mickey's face with your face. Have you ever done that? I know this because I don't have a background, but I've watched y'all do it on these Zoom calls. It just cracks me up. Yeah, it cracks me up that that's what you do. It does. It kills me. Toontown. Yeah. It's in Toontown. Oh, that's cool. How is the new Toontown looking? I haven't been over there yet. Yeah, it's been a while. It's been a while. Yeah, I haven't been over to Disneyland. I did do enough Disney adventures, but sometimes I would go into Disney to meet a group of my friends, and then we would go out and lunch in downtown Disney, and downtown Disney was more entertaining than Disneyland. And by that I mean, like, I went for the birthday and for Star Wars Day, May the 4th be with you. In downtown Disney, May the 4th be with you was really rocking in downtown Disney, and I didn't really see it rock very well in Disneyland. And of course, they had that special event that night, but I didn't pay to go, nor did I go. But downtown Disney was jumping, and it's free. So I urge you that if you're kind of if you're let me say that again, if you're disappointed because Disneyland is so expensive, consider checking out downtown Disneyland, especially on a day that means something special. And the 100th anniversary of Disney encompasses, or I hope encompasses, all the parks all over the world, and also downtown Disney and Disney Springs, or whatever it's called in WDW, that they're all celebrating it. So you may find you don't have to set foot on Disney park property to enjoy the celebration of the 100th. So let me know if you've done that or what you think. One of the people from Terry's tribe, they showed me that Earl of Sandwich is there. It's returned, and the marquee looks very nice and professional. So you might want to go check that out. I mean, they're going to be celebrating stuff there, and I was very impressed with what's going on. Also at the Disneyland Hotel, there's Trader Sam's, and we all know how fun Trader Sam's is. If you don't, let me tell you how fun Trader Sam's is, especially if you like the tiki style, the tiki flair, the tiki feel. Often they have some sort of tiki collectible that you can see. Not all of them are very cool, but it's a fun place. A lot of really fun tiki things, and really very special. So there are places you can go, downtown Disney and Disneyland Hotel, Grand Californian, where you can feel and have fun. It's just not going to be in the park. So if you're someone who just can't make it into the park because it's just too cost prohibitive for you, this is a good alternative. I think so. Yeah. Joe says, come see our new non-operational runway railroad. Additional fees apply. Yeah, thoughts like this. They're phone wallpapers for your iPhone or Android device. I'll share them later on my profile. Oh, that's great. I'm sure glad, Joe, you mentioned it, because you got a lot of hub happening on the channel today. So congratulations, and phone wallpapers. Yeah, if you guys are into that, Joe's going to post them on his profile. So look him up, okay? And see what he's going to show you. All righty. That's what I say. Let him show you the works. Yeah. Yeah. Hello, Terry. How are you today? Hi, Mike Pruitt. I like when the game show host says to the returning champion, you won $25,000 on your 5th and final day, in her country screaming voice. On your 5th and final day. Congratulations. Now get off my stage and understand that half of it will be absorbed in taxes. But yeah, that's a lot of fun, Mike. Absolutely. Absolutely. Hello, Nate. Stopping quick to say hello to my wonderful group before getting on with my running. Yeah, the tribe's here, and others are here too, Nate, because you're on the public channel today. Whoop, whoop. We missed you on the tribe channel, but I'm glad you came to this one. Also, Nate, I got to tell you that I talked about Factor today and said that if somebody wanted to reach out to you about the Factor experience, that they should do just that. In the tribe, I said that. Yeah. And now, because I quickly have your ear, I'm going to say it to you here since I missed you today on the tribe. Okay. Yeah. And if you want to know about factor, we'll talk about that too. All right. Okay, guys. So, any more questions? Because if not, I'm going to stop this live. And the reason I am is because I'm going to go help my dad with his bills. And if you guys don't have any more questions, I'm going to cut loose now because as much as I care and I love you guys, this is going to buy me a little time to spend some time with my dad. He wants to pay his own bills. And I'm not sitting there going, isn't that sweet? This is what my dad does. And so now that my dad is feeling better and getting his physical therapy and starting to come back to me, he wants to get back in the game. I mean, he's ready. So I organized bills yesterday and I've got them all ready to go. I'm going to put them in a satchel and I'm going to shoot my little lady out there so that we can sit down and discuss bills. What I do need to do, though, is swing by the house. I just remembered and get his glasses because I don't think we have any glasses for him, and he can't. He has those little glasses he likes to read. I don't know if they're prescription though. I may have a pair of non-prescription glasses here, and if I do, we'll just take a look while you're here on camera to see if maybe I have a pair of glasses that could work that are non-prescription and save me a trip and I can go right to see him because I think I have a pair in here. Yep, I think these are them. He would look kind of cool too. He would look very Clark Kentish if he had these, right? Let me see if these are good. Oh yeah, these are good. These are good. These are close up, I think. Let me just look at I want to look at something very small real quickly. Well, I have you guys here. I have this itty bitty head here. See, that's a head. I'll show you in a minute. Let's see if that allows me to read at a reading distance if I'm able to see it. Yeah, I think those work. They may not be. I have an astigmatism, so it's kind of like, what the heck do I know? I need a prescription. But I think that's going to work. So let me show you this because you're all like, what are you looking at? That little bead. This is actually a head I sculpted out of Chavant. Chavant has all kinds. I told you I know all kinds of clays, right, guys? I wasn't kidding. I've been a sculptor for a long time before many of you were born. Anyway, here it is. Look at that. Isn't that cute little head? Hi, how are you? Yeah, I'm also a puppeteer. What can I say? So here it is. And this is about the size of a large bead. And I was thinking of doing some of my own art. And so I was experimenting with this. What's important to me is to have a good profile. And this one, I really wanted this profile. Let me see if I can show it to you here. It's so tiny. It's so very tiny that I don't know if you can see the profile. You can kind of see it. If I put my hand behind it. You can kind of see. And she's got like a little more of a smash nose, more of a not a pointy nose, but more of a pressy nose like my own. But this is her. Let me just move this out of the way because I can't see. But it's very, very small. See? Look how small it is. Yeah, I love sculpting small. And this allows me, usually I will do this in wax. But in this case, I just wanted to do this. It just experimenting with the clay really fast. And so there's all different kind of clays. Chavant is a great company. They have a sample pack, all kinds of cool stuff. But if you have any questions like that, don't hesitate to give me a shout and stuff like that. Hi, Paul. Good morning. D23 is also offering versions of the 100th anniversary wallpaper for Zoom backgrounds. See? Thank you, Paul. Paul, will you do me a favor and DM me when you get a minute? I want to ask you a question. But anyway, so yeah. See? Told you. Thank you, Paul. Thank you so much. You hear that, Judy? Prayers for Dad. Thank you, Judy. No, he's doing great. It's just that now, when someone gets better, you have the challenges with with an elderly parent when they're not better. There's all of that, all that implies. And then when they get better, it's a different set of criteria, right? And my dad is like, let's go, you know. I got to pay those bills, I get paid today. I need to pay those bills. Let's go, let's go. So it's super cute. I really am glad to see. I would rather have this phase of all the work I have to do than the other phase of what I've got to do by far. So thank you for the continued prayers. But yeah, I'm hitting the ground running because there's several things that needed to get done for him. And then he'll add more, you know? So he wants this other dead phone, which I'm going to have to break to him. I can't bring to him today, but that I'll bring it to him next week. A phone that's, bogus calls. I don't even know why he needs it. I have it plugged in at the house and it's answering bogus calls. I don't know, but he seems to want to have it. So I'm going to say, hey, Dad, just wait a few more days. And, but I did bring him the good phone. So little bit is always the case. So yeah, so it's very exciting, very exciting. Yes, it's cute. Yeah, it is. It's little. I do tiny tools. Those of you who have ever dreamed of sculpting and maybe haven't heard from me, these are dental tools. So you see by the reflections, very tiny. But if I cut to this camera right here, I can show you a little closer what it looks like. These are dental tools. And this one is got a flat end on it. If I bring it in, you can see that it has a little flat end right here. And it's really good for smoothing or creating a little face like that. The other end you'll notice is broken. There's nothing on the back end. So here is, let me show you another tool, dental tool that I like to use, which is not broken. Here's one that I love very much. It's a little palette knife that is also a dental tool. Now, what are these used for? Here, let me help you see me. That's better. Hi! What these are used for, this one in particular, it has this flat right here. And if I turn it sideways, you see how that's super thin? And the same on this side. So we've got two different kind of points here. See? Kind of a squared off and then a pointy one. But when we turn it, it's very, very thin and a little flexible. These are usually used to mix the material that they take mold of your tooth of. It's called alginate. Tastes like peppermint. If you've ever had to have a crown put on or whatever, that's usually they put it in a tray that's kind of shaped like your teeth, and then it's and then they smooth, and then this actually helps mix. If it's just a little bit for one tooth, then it, you put it in a little container and let it kick off and all of that. But this one is got a broken end. Now, the reason I'm showing you the broken ended ones is that you may want to get some of these tools. And in some cases, these dental tools can be quite pricey. Okay, so let me give you a little hack. Since we're not getting a ton of questions, I might as well give you a little sculpting hack if you're interested. And that is to go to your dentist and ask them for the broken tools. Tell them you're exploring sculpting, that you're interested in sculpting. Do they have any broken tools? They will usually give you an envelope full of broken tools because a dentist doesn't really, it is your mouth. And so they have to be very protective of you and your mouth. So you can ask for these broken tools. And I'm just looking over here to see if I got another broken one that I can show you. But anyway, I've got so many, and I've just pulled out the tools that I like to use over and over and over again. And the broken end, he'll just put them all in an envelope, or she'll put them all in an envelope if your dentist is a woman, and they'll put them in an envelope, and you can just have tons of them. And they will not even charge you. They will give them to you for free, because what are they going to do with them? And they can't really, once a tool is broken, put it in your mouth. So they automatically get a brand new tool because of you're protecting you. And so, but when you're working on clay, the clay don't care. So they are absolutely perfect for putting tool to clay. They smooth well, all different lovely shapes, all different kinds of fabulous shapes and sizes. And sometimes the dentist, because he likes you, will just throw in another fun tool because he thought you'd really enjoy it. For me, he threw me this one here, which I love, that has a very, very tiny sharp tip, and I use it to scratch in expressions on things that are as little as that little head that I showed you. But let me know if you enjoy this kind of thing, because I'll share more of it if you want. In fact, maybe we'll do a lot of, I won't say maybe, I'll do some pre-recorded stuff that you can kind of check out and play over and over the way that you want, Okay. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me. We are at the 1 hour mark. How about that? Whoop, whoop. Are you excited for the weekend? I heard Gumball Rally this weekend. So those of you, just a quick hi and bye, Leo. Love you, man. Seeing Abigail at UC Berkeley later today. Yay! That's Abigail Disney. Good for you. Say hi for us, Leo. But listen, I hope you have a lovely, lovely weekend. I hope that Runaway Railroad gets its act together for you so you can go see it. And plus, I hear that the Gumball Rally for Mice Chat is happening. And it would be great if you got to see. That's always fun. So think about it, and I hope you enjoy your weekend. I am going to get some of my deadlines fulfilled, because you all have been so sweet and so wonderful. If you have something that I'm supposed to be creating for you and I'm a bit delayed, please understand. I'm thinking of you. I care about you, and I'm thankful to you for being so patient as I work to take care of my family. So Leo says will do, as he's going to reach out, but I'm really glad Leo's going. He's going to be a good person for Abby to meet face to face. All right, guys, have a good one. Do something nice for someone else. It'll make you feel a whole lot better. How exciting is this? Remember, no broadcast Monday, but there might be a broadcast. There'll be no live broadcast on Monday because I got to take care of some things. Okay. Mwah. I love you guys so much. Thank you for joining me, and we'll see you soon. Okay. All righty. Here, one last comment. Wishing your father a full and speedy recovery. Thank you, Michael. I really appreciate that. All right. Love and hugs, everybody. Oh, one more. Anybody here who hasn't joined my Classic Disneyland and Classic Disney Movies groups and follows my page, come join us. Awesome. Awesome. There, you heard it here first. Mwah. Guys, take care. Have a good one. Don't work too hard. Rest if you've been like me. Take some time to rest and enjoy, and remember your family. Love you guys. Take care. Bye for now.